All right, so this is cool. I thought it was cool. So this was Bruce flooring, which it's tongue and groove. Looks like it's 3 inches wide. When they say 3 inches, that's not doesn't measure 3 inches. That's before it goes through the mill, and they take the rough sawn stuff off. Like a 1x7, that's what the size when it gets to a mill, and then when they plane it down, it's I don't know, like 13/16 or 3/4 thick by 6 1/4. Anyway, so this Bruce flooring, these were pre-finished, like they were finished at the manufacturer. So when you install it, right, tongue and groove, there was a V groove. So your places probably still have the V groove. And I had my buddy Jeremy come over and sand the heck out of these floors. So we got rid of the V groove, which that wasn't my goal. But the problem was in around that era, I guess, like 03-ish, 2003-ish, the finish that they used, it was a latex finish, and the technology for latex at that time was horrible. So those areas, I'm not going to show you the rest of the house, but the areas, like I got French doors over there, southern exposure, right, as an end unit, I had this huge area where the sun would hit it for hours during the day, and it was scaled like fish scales. It looked awful. So he sanded them down, and what happens with that pre-finished wood is it goes through your sandpaper. So he needed to use an aggressive sandpaper to get that like finish off. That's why there's no V groove, which is fine with me because then there's nothing. My OCD doesn't look in the groove and like see stuff. And then he added these. I asked him because I added these in my house, my previous house, but instead of having the metal top, register on top, he did a great job. He routed it out. Right, put this piece around the frame. I mean, he really did a nice job. If you look, it's like tight, right? And then installed this. So like the whole first floor is like that. It looks great. And what I did, if you ever get your floors redone, what I did, and I'm kind of nutso, but I removed all the 3/4 inch quarter rounds, right? So because what they do is they come in. I actually sanded floors in the 80s. I did a dance studio in Jenkintown and a 247-year-old monastery in the Wissahickon Valley. It was actually really cool. But you take your jump sander, it's fairly close, but you do your edges. We were using disc sanders. I tell you, it killed my back and knees. But I was younger then, so it was okay. But by removing his stuff, I allowed him to get close. It just was like, so you don't see any, and he was good, because usually the drum sander, it takes off more, and then you'll see a little, like depending on the lighting, you might see it rise up a little bit. Like you see this line right here? Right, that's probably where the drum sander stopped. But he did a terrific job smoothing it out with the disc sander. And now that I'm talking about that, I'll show you something else. The other thing I did, I removed these. Because what we used to do when we were sanding stairs, you can't take the drum sander on it, right? So we had the disc sander. And we would go back and forth with the disc sander. Once you get the hang of it, you can do it pretty good without having any dips and stuff. Disc sander can get pretty close to the edge. But for stuff like this, like I did this one floor in the old city down by Penn's Landing. It was like a historical restoration thing. And I had to go in between each one of these freaking things, right? Scrape, scrape, scrape. It was so frustrating. But it just takes a lot of patience. So what I did for Jeremy, and it really worked out well. Like when you look at this, it looks awesome. But these balusters, they're in with one nail, right? What they do is they fit it, right? And they would drive a nail. See, I don't know. You can see that there. with an air nailer, and that's it, right? Sometimes I think they might have one here. See, because like when I reinstalled them, we put one there up top. But with one nail here, one nail there, what you can do is you could grab this, whoops, or from wherever. I found the square part easier to like get a grip on. See how it's moving a little? And I just twisted it. And what happens, because those air nailers, those nails are so soft, when you twist it, came right out, right? It just twisted this nail right out, the nail up top right out, and then I could just pull this towards me, right, and take it out. And so he was able to get his disc sander all the way through this stuff, and it saved actually me money, because now I didn't have to pay him to like get in between every little nook and cranny, blah, blah, blah. And he liked it because he just could fly through these steps. He did a great job. He's just like good, but the other thing is, you got to remember, if you do take these out, number them, right? That was number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, all the way up to whatever this was. I don't know, 23 or whatever. This had to come out, right? This piece that they're sliding in, because these actually aren't even nailed in. But, and then in between them, there's another piece. This piece is nailed in. So I numbered this one. This is only one piece. But these individual, oops, where am I at? This. I numbered each one of these. So this was actually pretty easy to put back together. But let me tell you something. These 3/4 quarter-inch round, numbering them was not enough. Because I ended up with like 116 or something. Fortunately, I drew a map. Right, and it was just the first floor, but it helped me, because by the time I ended up putting them back and just like shooting nails through them to get them in, it was, I would have never remembered what number went where did I start. I remembered I started in the family room, but yeah, and then see, there was like real teeny weeny pieces, right? Like you see these two here, right? So they were numbered, right? And I didn't shoot nails through this one. I would have just blown it up. I just glued that one in. I don't know, is there anything? Yeah, it's in there too. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the floors.